each decade of this big project is filmed in a different country, and I decided to film in Brazil for the 2010s. So that's when Dilma's around. That's where lots of things are happening here. You know, Lula announces that the future is Brazilian, all that kind of thing. So it's an interesting moment for Brazilian political history, we could say. But I just want each bit of the film to be rooted in a certain country. So that's what I'm doing here. I made 2 films about film producers. That's because there aren't many films about producers. There are lots about directors, but the two producers are Jeremy Thomas and Linda Miles, both auteur producers, both producers who have a strong vision for cinema, passionately in love with cinema, and the films that they've made together, or when you look at what they've made, it is an extraordinary list of films. And I wanted to pay credit to the producer as well as the director. So that's why I did that. I don't think I'll do any more. Incredible, you know, this sounds exactly like Alfred Hitchcock, and casting is difficult. And I've worked with the best in the business. I've worked with Jane Fonda and Tilda Swinton 7 times now, and Deborah Winger and Maggie Chung. This guy, he's called Alistair McGowan. He just dragged the flame up into his throat, and then dislocated his jaw. Saturday, he was Alfred. And he said to me, do you want a little bit more London or a little bit less London? Do you want a little bit more Los Angeles or a little bit less Los Angeles? Extraordinary to see people. Somebody said to me he's got the best ear in the business, and acting and voice is about ears, I think. You know, when you're hungry, you're hungry. If you want to see Citizen Kane and it's not in your cinema, you'll watch it by any means necessary. But I always go to the cinema. I seldom watch films at home. I sit in the front row, as you say, so that it's as big as possible. The scale cinema, it has to feel like you're sitting in winter looking at summer. Bright, luminous. I'm convinced that we can get vitamin D from the movie screen. But even more importantly than that, in my opinion, at mon avis, is that when you're at home, there's a handset and you can press pause. You're in control. In cinema, there's no pause button. You're not in control. You have to submit yourself to 2 hours and be patient and let the filmmaker do something to you. And that feeling of being out of control and submitting to something bigger than yourself, I think is a profound human need, and it won't go away.